The Christmas season is officially upon us, and while there's a lot about the holidays that feel different this year, I know one thing that might make them just a little bit brighter. Wonder Woman 1984 came out on December 25th, and you'll have two ways to experience the epic adventure: in theaters and streaming exclusively on HBO Max. Believe in wonder again with Gal Gadot, Chris Pine, Kristen Wiig, and Pedro Pascal. Wonder Woman 1984 is rated PG-13 and sure to be a wonderful way to celebrate the holiday season with the ones you love.
Hey guys, just want to give you a heads up before the interview with Brandon. Brandon's audio was a little bit off. He was wearing AirPods, so you guys may hear a little bit of distortion. It's still a great conversation. I think you guys are really going to like it, but wanted to give you a heads up ahead of time. Hope you enjoy.
All right, let's welcome in our guest, my teammate, and probably the ultimate journeyman, Brandon Ingram. BI, what's up, man?
What's up, man?
Hey, so just for the listener, for Tommy, for everyone, Brandon and I talked beforehand, and I told him that he has to talk. This is a requirement of coming on the podcast. He's not a very outspoken guy, but he promised me he would talk.
I got you today. I promise.
All right. I feel like that's actually a good place to start because you have like a persona, you know. You clearly have a following. You're an all-star. You've got a big shoe deal. You've got a lot of social media followers. But there's a low-key nature to you. And I'm wondering if that's your personality or if it's really just intentional to sort of not hide, but just be away from the noise.
Yeah, it's definitely not my personality. It's kind of intentional. I think it comes from kind of my childhood a little bit, just seeing a lot of things around and just having an awareness at all times. Or just like getting into like social media and other things. Like I want, like when I present myself, I want people to know exactly me instead of like other stuff that's promoted. So I like to get to know people and observe people a little bit before I listen.
That's actually a good way to put it. You are very observant. You are very observant. But even to a degree, the modern NBA star, right? They're posting workout videos. You are guilty of posting fit pics, which I don't blame you for. Your fits are awesome. But you don't post workout videos. Like, I feel like a lot of players, we get to the off season and we want to like check in. We want that attention. And I don't feel like you need that attention. Like, you obviously go work on your game, but you're not letting everyone know that you're working on your game.
Yeah. Well, for me, I don't even like play pickup during the off season. It's like, for me, it's kind of a hit in the mouth. Like, I want to be as low key as possible. Like, I don't want anybody to know what I can do, whatever it is. Like, I want them to think like whatever they're thinking. But as soon as they see me, they find out. Like, I'm probably thinking about the gym. I'm in the gym like all day, every day, and I'm watching basketball and I'm doing all this stuff. But it's work. It's work for me, and it's something that I love to do. So for me, like I look at it as, if somebody's posting it and they're probably not there a lot and they're probably not doing a lot, so they probably just want to show you that they're there about 3 days or 4 days a week.
Do you feel like you've always been this way, or is this a thing you've kind of developed with experience?
I kind of always been this way, just going around family. I'm a kind of a good listener. I like to listen in on things, and I like being around like older people and listening to them. But it's kind of always how I've been. I want to like just be into self and try to get the best of myself.
This is my observation, Tommy, of Brandon. Brandon is a learner. He's a lifelong learner. So we had this conversation the other day, matter of fact, in the locker room. I said to him, you know, what's your early impressions of Stan? And the first thing you said to me was, I really like being coached. Like, that wouldn't be the first response I would think that would come out of most players' mouths. So I love it. I really like being coached.
Yeah, I mean, it just keeps me sharp. You know, you get to a certain level in life and you get complacent. Like I've made a lot of money in this league. At this point, I just got a big contract, so I could just sit here and be like, man, just fuck it. I'm not gonna. I can just go out there and say fuck my teammates. I can just be like anything. But for me, it's just the humility of it, like knowing where I came from, and every coach that I've been through, like they didn't give a fuck about who I was. They coached me as hard as everybody else, and I love when like they got on me in front of everybody else. 'Cause, like you know, like the younger players, they can't take constructive criticism. Somebody yells at them. First thing they do is put their head down, and they think like if we're all on the same team, it got to be coming from a good place. So that's how I take it. I love when people tell me I fuck up because if I get everybody has a natural response of being mad at the first instance, but 5 minutes later I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I should do. That's exactly I think about it and I just try to do it and I try to do it better.
Yeah, I want to talk about Kinston, and as we kind of get into Kinston and talking about that, were your coaches growing up, were they that way with you in the same way that, let's say, Stan is or Coach K was, just in terms of being direct, truthful, and getting on you? Like you were used to it by the time you already got to Duke.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was like what it was. Like my coaches always got the best out of me. Even like growing up, I always played against like older guys, like the older guys in the neighborhood. So they would always pick on me and different stuff. So I had to be tough and strong and as strong mentally as a little kid, just going against older guys. And all the coaches, they saw something in me, so they just tried to get the best out of me. So I guess early on, it helped me for right now.
Tommy, have you read the ESPN article that Baxter Holmes did about
Yes.
Kinston, North Carolina?
Yes.
Great article, and you're obviously featured prominently in it. So from the article, I think it's 63 times more likely that if you play high school basketball, you make it to the NBA if you're from Kinston than anywhere else, literally anywhere else in the country, which is an incredible stat. It's a town of 21,000. I mean, it's so far away from Raleigh-Durham that I've actually never been. I'll be honest with you, I've never been. You're now my second teammate from Kinston because I played with Reggie as well, Bullock. What, in your opinion, what do you think that makes this place so special and produces such high-level basketball talent?
Well, I think the basketball gym and every one of them that's in Kinston, North Carolina, it's a safe haven because the crime rate is extremely up. Definitely, it's a lack of jobs there, and just there's a lack of money. So people do anything to hustle anywhere on the street. I have friends that have been killed. I have been around people one day and they're gone the next day. So I think the basketball gym is a safe haven. Everything else, when they come to the gym, everybody's just playing basketball and competing at the highest level. And that's the difference between us going into the gym and just walking outside in Kinston.
Brandon, how did you end up at Duke? And partially why I asked this is also, what is the rep of Duke in Kinston? Because I've learned, as I've known JJ, that a lot of people in Carolina don't like Duke. And I'm not from Carolina, so I didn't realize that until we started talking about it. So, like, how did that whole process come to be?
Well, I really like Coach King. My brother actually, like, I really didn't know anything about Duke, but I just know they shot a lot of threes, like when I was younger. And my dad was a really good shooter. My brother was a really good shooter, and my brother actually got me a Nolan Smith jersey when I was younger for a birthday present. And when I got that jersey, I just watched Duke all the time. That's the only thing that I watched. And of course, I knew Jerry Stackhouse was the UNC. Reggie Bullock was the upcoming going to UNC. But and Roy Williams actually came to see me, but I I just thought my game and what was right for me was me to go to Duke because he definitely showcased every bit of my talent.
Tommy, you're spot on there, buddy. I people people assume that I'm popular in the state of North Carolina, but I'm really not.
The answer is no.
You're from North Carolina, so you're popular, but for me, it's like I can't. It's hard for me to go visit my family at times because I get jeered when I go pick up barbecue. I'm like, can I just get a break, please? Like that was 15 fucking years ago. All right, we're good. We're good. But yeah, talk to me about Stack. So when Stack was in high school, I mean, this is like legendary, and I knew this before the ESPN article, but Baxter talks about this in the article. But like Stack would play in front of these standing room only crowds, and they'd be over fire code capacity, so that the fire marshal would come and he'd just come and watch the game because it was like the thing to do in Kinston. And Stack actually was he played in Kinston before you were even born. So when you were sort of coming up, what did you hear about Stack, and how important was he to that community?
What I heard about Stack was he was just tough nose. He sold out the gym every time he came to Kinston High School, and just what I heard was he was the best basketball player in Kinston, North Carolina until I was born. But he's played a big role in my life ever since middle school. The fifth grade year, he came down to North Carolina. He used to have like family gatherings, and he would have gyms rented out so we could play 3-on-3 or 4-on-4. And he just took me under his wing. He gave me advice ever since fifth grade year up to now. And he took me out of North Carolina back and forth to Atlanta, and I just started working with him a little bit. And he had an AAU team that I got on. That actually I went to the Adidas Gauntlet, and that's the first time that I got seen. I think I got my first college letter when I went to my first camp with him. So he definitely gave me an opportunity.
And I didn't even know this till earlier today when I was doing a little research. You said that you're the best player now in Kinston history. I didn't realize you won 4 straight state championships. That's an incredible stat. I mean, an incredible stat. And you guys play in like one of the bigger divisions in the state, right?
So by our first year, we played in the second biggest. My first 2 years, we played in the second biggest division. And my last 2 years, we actually bumped down because we were losing students.
How much does winning matter to you? And I know the answer to this, but how much does winning? I know the answer, but how much does winning matter to you? Because we know the guys in the NBA that winning doesn't exactly matter.
Oh, at all, really. But it matters the most to me. Like I don't give a fuck if I have 40, 50 point nights. And like just another night, we were just talking about a triple double on my first night. Like I didn't care. I didn't care about it because I didn't get the last rebound. All I cared about was us winning, us playing the right way, and us and everybody being happy about their performance. Because every year it's been like a little different for me, but it's always been the same thing for me to find ways to win. And like this, and every year it's been like a different role. So my role this year is like I'm trying to figure out ways to see where your game is the best on the floor, where Josh Hart's game is the best on the floor, and I'm thinking about those things, and it's helping me become a better player because I get to stop thinking so much about myself, and it's helping me stay patient with the basketball game, and I'm noticing the progress that I'm making. But winning is the biggest thing. Like that's what I want to do. That's what I come from, a culture of winning, so that's all that I want to do.
I've already noticed, by the way, even just from last season, which didn't end that long ago, that when you're running high pick and rolls, you're actually now scanning the floor and seeing where each guy is. And you've done it twice already where as you're getting ready to start running either like a high pick and roll or a high DHO, you've looked around and you've seen me and like kind of given me the nod, like, okay, you're there. I acknowledge that. And then you hit me for a three. That growth in such a short amount of time is actually incredible. How much film do you watch?
I watch film all day.
No, you don't. Are you serious?
Like I know exactly where you guys want to catch the basketball on the floor. Like I know if I'm coming off this, I'm not gonna give out no teams, but I know like when I'm coming off this pick and roll, like I know my options. I know where like where I'm going, where it's gonna be at when I'm going downhill. So my frustration comes from me overthinking this play. Like I've seen this over and over, and I visualize this in my head. And when I'm going for the play, and I know this pass is wide open, and I don't make the pass or force something, and I'm getting impatient. That's what fucks with me the most. But I watch I watched San Antonio last night on the way back home. Watched San Antonio a little bit today. I'm watching them tonight. I want to know everything that's gonna make not just me better, but the team better. And anything that I can pick up on, I whisper it to one of y'all, or if I just sing something, it helps me out. It helps me out a lot.
When do you feel like in your career, Brandon, you sort of turned the corner and you got to this place where you felt, comfortable both with the on the court stuff, which you've always been, one of the most talented players in your team since you've gotten into the league, but then also the mental side of things?
Actually, this year is the most comfortable I've felt in the league, because I've experienced like a lot of things in the league of what to do and what not to do, and how different things make me feel when I wake up in the morning. If I get this amount of sleep at night, how I'm feeling in the morning, just different things. So I think the experience over these 4 years has helped me prepare for today, and this is the most comfortable and confident that I feel at this point.
When you got drafted by the Lakers, how uncomfortable did you feel? You're a kid. No, I'm serious, dude. You're a kid from a small town in North Carolina. You played 1 year at Duke, and now you're going to the most visible franchise in the NBA, a global franchise in one of the two most important cities in the country. I would have imagined that was a huge transition, and you probably felt really uncomfortable.
I definitely felt every bit of it. It was different. I didn't know what I was stepping into, actually. It's kind of like the world team when you're going to the Lakers. My social media started blowing up, so I was like, I had to step. I was into social media, then I had to step into reality. I go into my first game. It's like everybody knows who I am around LA. It's just totally different, and it's different when it's Laker love. So either you can get soaked up into the game of basketball, or you can get soaked up into everything that's around it in Los Angeles. And it was important for me to just dive deep into basketball. I've been in a place where, like in my rookie year, where I was like, I don't know what day it is. I don't know what's going on. I'm in the game. I'm tired. It's been like 3 minutes. The game speed is different. So my rookie year, I had to be like a sponge. Like even with everything that's going along in LA, all the cameras, everything, I just had to like really dive in and try to get advice from everybody and try to be a sponge my rookie year. But it was tough. It was tough.
You realize that's actually rare for a 19-year-old though, to have that. I would obviously call it maturity, but to have that awareness as well that there's a chance, because a lot of times when we get eaten up by the life, let's just call it, I've had teammates in LA, they got eaten up by LA, right? You're not always aware that it's happening. Now, a teammate or a coach might be aware that it's happening, but you're not always aware that it's happening. why do you think you're different? Why do you think you were able to recognize that pretty much right away and make that choice that a lot of 19-year-olds really wouldn't make?
Well, I didn't want to be like everybody else. I like even in high school, like we would have like little outings and different things. But my thing was like my dad ran a gym 5 minutes from where we lived at, and my thing was just go there. Like it would be parties at night with all my friends and things. Like I just wanted to be there all the time. So when I got to LA, I was like, why change that? Like why change my routine? Like I wanted to go back to the gym. I wanted to go back to the facility and work on my game. And all I ever dreamed was to be in the NBA. So for me to get here, uh, I reset my goals and try to figure out what else do I want out of this game. And for me, it was just to be the best version of me.
To that point for a second, Bi, talk about like leadership for a second, because when you got to that team, you guys had a really talented sort of young group, but it wasn't necessarily like a veteran team where you had a bunch of guys who were in the locker room that you could, soak up all this knowledge from. And so like learning how to lead is different than learning how to dominate, physically on the court. So what was that process like in terms of even being like managing teammates' personalities, things like that, getting used to doing that kind of thing, especially as, the dominant scorer in the group?
Well, being around a lot of different people and a lot of different players, I learned what to do and what not to do. Like I said, I'm very observant, so um, I'm watching all the things that the guys do to prepare for practice and to prepare for games. And if it's something that I think is not good for me, then I don't add it to my routine. I just continue to do what I'm doing. But I just try to look at different players and try to take different things that they do and try to put it in the things that I do and see if it can make me feel better on the day or make me a better player or whatever it is. So uh, going through different locker rooms with the Lakers and coming to New Orleans, it just opened my eyes to who it exactly that I wanted to be and what did I want to be in my routine.
Around the bend, across the pond, off the beaten path. There's a lot of ways to say you're going places, but only one SUV that helps you get there as a family. The newly redesigned Hyundai Santa Fe. The SUV made for getting out there and doing more together.
So take the scenic route, because the Santa Fe is equipped with available HTRAC all-wheel drive to help you get off the paved road a little further together. And it has a suite of intuitive safety features for taking it around the bend with more peace of mind.
Plus, you'll stay comfortable wherever you're headed with the Santa Fe's available premium Napa leather seating, generous room for 5, and sophisticated interior styling. Get out there and find new adventures together in the new Hyundai Santa Fe. Learn more about the Santa Fe by going to HyundaiUSA.com. But yeah, did you have a favorite player, somebody that you idolize or somebody that you try to model your game after not necessarily when you were 8 years old, but I mean when you realized, oh shit, I'm tall, I'm athletic, I can shoot, like I can play basketball, like this is who I want to be on the court?
Well, for me, it was always Kevin Durant, really. Like I watched him in high school, I watched him in college, and I definitely watched him from his rookie year to this point, and just the way he handles the basketball. Like he was, when I was coming up, he was labeled as 6'9", and I thought I thought like he was amazing then, but getting in the league and seeing that he's actually 7 foot and he's doing all this stuff, and when I can test him, like he act like he doesn't see me at all, and I feel like I got some of the longest arms in the league. I'm like, yeah, this he can do like everything on the basketball court, and that like when I see him, I'm like, yeah, I want to be like him. But besides that, um, like for my game, like biggest part for my game, like I get the happiest when I'm passing the basketball, and I don't know. I think that's for me being a point guard, kind of like a point guard, in like my senior year in high school. But like I get the happiest. I don't know where I got that from, but when I'm passing the basketball and I'm hitting guys in the right spot.
Let's just talk about Kevin Durant for a second, because I think even whether you're a casual NBA fan or an NBA expert, I think we all maybe took him for granted a little bit. And in these, I guess they played 2 games now, he looks fucking unbelievable. He looks unbelievable. And I'm like, did we not notice? Did we take it for granted? Did we forget? Did our collective minds forget just how bad this dude was? I mean, he's unbelievable. And to your point, there's not anything he can't do on the basketball floor. I don't know if there's another player like him, period. There's not a thing he can't do on the basketball floor.
No, he shoots it at a crazy percentage. Like crazy. Like the shots he contested, whatever it is like he already seen it go in. Like he's visualizing everything. His footwork, his balance on everything is always the same. He's like one of the greatest scorers I ever seen for the game basketball.
He said, I was reading a couple things earlier today. He said publicly, I think he even said it to us at certain points, that he sees part of your game in him. You know, he's acknowledged that before. Is that a thing? Was it weird for you when you sort of modeled yourself after him to a certain extent for that kind of thing to happen? You're kind of like, oh shit, not only did I dream about being in the NBA and I'm in the NBA, it's like I dreamed about being that guy, and he's saying publicly he plays like me.
I mean, yeah, it's weird. I mean, I never imagined being in this position at all. I dreamed of it, but I mean, I couldn't think of it being right now. And like those comments make me motivate me to like go even harder, like to be maybe even better than him. And like he set the blueprint and set the bar really, really high. And, like that's what I want to take.
That first year LeBron was with the Lakers was your last year there. And from the get-go, even going back to the summer when LeBron signed, like it was like a really mismatched group in terms of skill sets, personalities. And then you guys, meaning you, Kuz, Zoe, Josh Hart, like your guys' names were in trade rumors constantly that whole season. Magic Johnson came and talked to y'all. I think it was right before we played you guys actually in Philly. He came on the road trip to tell you grow up, whatever. I want to hear what he said to you, but like how difficult? Because you kind of said it earlier. You were like, yeah, I'm finally comfortable now. You know, even last year, like you weren't comfortable. It was a new coach. It was a new city. You're in a contract year. There's no comfort in that. You know, and so you're finally comfortable now. That last year in LA, how strange was that season?
Well, granted, I haven't been in the league long, but I just felt like things were just not normal. Like every day, it wasn't like I would hear former players from the Lakers be like, "This is not how things are supposed to go." You're going to see how organization is supposed to be ran. But for me, like I had one game where I think I let like the outside get to me because it's a lot. It's a lot. Like I never like I never let outside noise or anything get to me because I'm so prepared for everything. But it was one game where I was like this is more than basketball. Like this is an action movie that we're in right now. Like everybody is posing for the camera. Everybody know where the cameras are. Just everything. So it was important for me to like block out like all the negativity, everything that's not going into the work of basketball. And it was tough for me, but I had like my on court coach was Brian Keith. So he kept me straight and he gave me different advice and he kept me in the gym like every day, every morning. He gave me a routine of when to eat and everything. So I just dived deep into that. I know other guys around me, it killed them. Like it killed them. Like every day when you wake up and you see a name on Twitter, and the guys around me, they love Twitter. They love they love search putting in their name. They love hitting the search bar and putting in their name. And to see that, we come to the gym, we come to the practice facility, and the energy is totally off. The energy is totally off. It doesn't seem like nobody wants to work, anything. So it was a whirlwind for sure.
When you said one game it got to you, what do you mean by that? What do you mean? Like you didn't want to play that night, or you had a bad game, or you had a blow up in the game, or you yelled at the teammate? Like, what do you mean? Like the noise got to you one game?
Well, if we're going that far, I think that whole year I was yelling at teammates, I was yelling at coaches, I was getting a little outside of myself, and I felt some things building up. You know, when you get to the point where you build it up and you're just gonna let everything out, and like it's just everything of the outside noise, everything of blah 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 this or whatever it was. I let it affect me at some point instead of actually playing the basketball game, because I knew a lot of things in Lakerland wasn't right, to be honest, and I felt that. So I could have took it negative. Some days I was very negative, but most of the days I was just trying to be positive and work on myself. That was the point where like I'm always like about everybody else and trying to make sure everybody was good. That was the point of time where I had to take some self-care and be like, I gotta make sure I'm straight for the rest of my career.
No, I get it, man. I get it. And I can attest to the fact that you are a great teammate. And other than, I always say everybody's allowed 2 blow-ups per year. Everybody. Now, they don't have to necessarily be public blow-ups. They can be in practice, or they can be after a practice in the locker room. Like, everybody's got to actually let off some steam at some point. It's actually, I think it's healthy if that happens. How did you find out when the trade went through? How did you find out that you were getting traded? Were you kind of knew it was happening, and what was your reaction?
Well, during the season, I kind of knew how it was going to happen eventually, but I didn't know when it was going to happen. My agent had called me maybe 2 days before it happened. He said he thinks something going on, and I could be traded in a minute now. So like it was one morning I had just woke up, and my agent had called me and said he thinks something going on, and he think I may get traded in the next like 20 minutes. And I hung up the phone, and I just went and laid down, and like 5 minutes later he called me back, and he was like, he just got traded to New Orleans. Lonzo called me. I think Josh Hart called me, and they were all positive. Like they was like, let's do it. Let's go to New Orleans and let's make something out of it. So I was prepared for it. It wasn't really new to me.
And were you excited? In the most BI can be excited.
I was excited for change for sure. Leaving LA, outside of basketball, I'm not so sure I was excited to leave Los Angeles, but I know I needed change. And like you said, you don't know like what you're in until you're out of it. Like I haven't went out since I've been to New Orleans. I would go out sometimes in LA, like more than I should. But since I've been here, I've been like focused on everything that I need to do. And even being focused, I notice sometimes that I can be even more focused and locking in on some of the work that I should do outside of the basketball game, whether it's me getting on the computer looking up different things. And it's just put me in a different mindset. So I'm definitely happy for the change.
It does seem like between you and Zoe and Zion, and we've talked about this, I think, with all of them kind of individually, you guys have a lot of young guys who have this similar level of focus. It's guys that like have been through a lot at a young age in terms of the press and all the kind of BS and everything like that, and now are kind of just shutting it all out and just being like, it's just basketball, that's it. Do you feel like even with just those two guys, you have some sort of like commonality of like shared experience?
kind of in the sport in a way. But those guys have like been through far more media than even me. Like Zion gets it like every single day, and Zoe gets it even the same. So I feel like I'm in the same position, but I like the way those guys handle it themselves. They come in the gym. Zoe's kind of like me. He doesn't say a lot, but he comes in and he tries to get his work done. And Zion, he does the exact thing. Like I never see him like um, bash the media or do something unordinary. Like he's just in there working on his game and just trying to get better as he's being young.
I think there's definitely a similarity between the three of you guys. This is just an observation I have: is different generation. You guys have to deal with way more than I had to deal with ever. I mean, in terms of the social media stuff, traditional media, day to day, just attention. And you're all three of you guys are homebodies. You're all homebodies, and like Zoe's not out there. Zion's not out. Like Zion, somebody was talking about this with me the other day. Zion's just like, I just want to go home after practice. Like I think there's a comfort level, and then there's an uncomfortability in being out there, and you guys all share that. Some people are very comfortable being out there. You've had teammates that are comfortable, and that's not a knock on any of your teammates that you've had, maybe in LA, that are comfortable being out there. But the commonality I see with the three of you guys is like, you love basketball, and that's first. Not every young guy I see now, and this was true of my generation too, not every young guy I see now, they love basketball first. They love what comes with basketball, and then they love basketball. Does that make sense? Am I off on that?
No, you're on point, like exactly right. Like I yeah, and I think it comes with being young, but even older like guys that's older than me do the same thing. Like they get so they like the lifestyle, and they don't notice what made the lifestyle. Like the basketball part is what got us all here. Like if it wasn't for the basketball part, we probably wouldn't know nobody would probably know you. So the basketball part is what's going to keep everyone in the loop. So if we do something outside of the basketball part, then first of all, we're fucking ourselves because we won't reach our potential or even better than our potential. And second, it's just not right. I mean, we have to put the work first before we do anything. We celebrate the work because we put so much into it. But if we're celebrating and then coming in and playing basketball, then we're probably not the best on that day. So that's just how I think about it.
I like that phrase. Celebrate the work. I think that's important. We need to do more of that in our league. I really mean that. We need to celebrate the work. Celebrate the grind a little bit more. I think you're someone that I know finds joy in the grind. And one of the things in the 2 years I've known you is that you're always trying to get better. And a big transformation or adjustment that you made from year 3 to last year was your 3-point shooting. Not just in your percentage, but in your volume. When did you sort of make that decision? Okay, I need to shoot more threes and I need to get better. And then as sort of a secondary part of that question is just, can you just talk about Fred Vinson, our shooting coach, guy you work with and that Lonzo works with on a daily basis, and how great he is?
Yep. Well, I think for me, when I think about the volume of shooting the 3-pointer, I think it comes back from high school. I shot the 3 in high school a lot, and of course, coming to the college and going into the NBA, like the line is way further than I shot at high school. So when I got I got to the NBA my first year, like my shot went from right in front of my face to behind my head. So like I had to sling it to the rim, and like my percentages were terrible. I felt like I didn't know how to shoot anymore. I felt like I didn't know how. The only way that I was going to score is if I went to the basket, or if I shot to pull up in the mid range, because I could not shoot the 3 ball. So every year I just try to do some mechanics. I try to change my mechanics, try to figure out a easier way to shoot the 3 ball, and some different guys helped me out. it wasn't consistent enough for me. I tried it a few different ways, and when I got to New Orleans, Fred was like the first person I met when I stepped on the floor. And first thing he told me is that, man, you gotta shoot more threes. And in my head, I'm like, well, fuck, I don't even know how to. I don't even know how to. I got a bad percentage. I know I'm gonna have a bad percentage. So I told him like I used to shoot threes all the time in high school. And he told me he wanted to see my form. We worked on the mechanics of it, and every day. So when I came here, I was still hurt, so I just had surgery on my shoulder. So I really only had a month to work out before last season, and every single day I just met up with Fred, and he was just critiquing me, and I went back home and he would send me film on the iPad, and I just look at how I was shooting it the day before, and just try to go back and mimic it and see everything that I felt while I was doing it, and I just kept coming back to the gym. I seen the progress. Some days it'd be bad days, but I will understand like exactly why I missed the shot, and I just keep coming back. And Fred, he made my 3-pointer comfortable. Like he even last year he wanted me to shoot even more threes. And coming into this year, I was like comfortable and even more confident. So every time we step on the floor, if it's a tune up or whatever it is, like I'm prepared for it. And now at this point, I want to do like everything perfect for Fred. I want him to know that I'm like, like I'm catching the ball here, Fred. I'm following through everything. So like he keeps me sharp. Like he's helped go out a lot. He's transformed his shot, and he's more confident and comfortable in shooting the basketball. So he's been like a really really good help.
Zoe is actually a great shooter. I don't think enough people understand this. You know, I think it was from late December to when the season ended in March. So that's like a good 2.5 month sample size. Zoe shot 42% from three on a high volume and had multiple games where he hit 6, 7 threes. What Fred has done is amazing. And like I always say this about coaches like Fred. Fred just likes being in the gym with us. Like Fred likes to work. Like those are the people I want to work with. Like Fred doesn't care. Like Fred will get some love because we mentioned him on the podcast. We talk about it, but like he doesn't care about this. He loves the game and he loves the work. And watching you and Zoe shoot with him every day, it's awesome. Here's a question I have. You said you want every shot to be perfect for Fred. Are you like in a game? Are you going through like Fred's checklist for you as you shoot? Like you don't have time to do that in the game, do you?
Not in the game. So in the game, like it's easier for me because I feel like I've done the mechanics on this and I've went through this already. So for me, so when I'm in game speed, I feel like it's all gonna flow. As soon as I get in the game speed, I know elbow to the basket and two finger follow through or whatever it is. So I've already got the shot. I don't know how many times. So when I go to game speed, I'm like, I got this rhythm. I know my rhythm set to get into this shot, and all the mechanics are good. So I feel good about this.
Yeah, the moment that you realized you were getting a 5-year max, what was your emotion? Like, what did that mean to you?
You know, JJ, like it still hasn't hit me yet. Like it still hasn't hit me. Like my emotions was like the day that I got the contract was like one of my friends' birthdays. So I was more like, oh, it's her birthday. I got to do everything for her today. Blah blah blah. And like that's just motivation. That's just like that's the celebrating of work. That's what I'm talking about. Like that's the reward that you get from just working, and I understand that. But for me, I've always just thought like being even killed. I gotta be the same person no matter what, and I gotta move on from that because I know this is a big contract, and I know I'm blessed for it, and I gotta celebrate. But it's things that like I want to achieve that are at the like maybe at the end of my life or at the end of my career that I can be like I can actually smile and be happy because this is the list of things that I went through and this is what I got from it. And maybe sooner or later I'll celebrate and smile, but I can't. I'm in a moment right now, and I want bigger and better. So I just I don't know how to celebrate. Like, I don't know how to just sit back and smile and be like, damn, this is nice. I just keep going.
Looking back at the draft, the 2016 draft, was looking at it earlier today. We're talking about it before you got on. There's a lot of really good players in that draft. And it's sort of amazing, obviously Ben, but then like Jalen, Sabonis, Jamal. Who are some, not even necessarily from that draft specifically, but like who are some of the other young guys in the league that you just like watching, whether or not you're friends with them or play with them or anything like that, that you just feel like are sort of going to be with you as you kind of grow over the next 5 or 6 years?
I really like Jamal Murray. Um, I look at Jason Tatum. Um, let's see. I like Donovan Mitchell. Um, what another young guy? Jonathan Isaac. I think he's going to be really, really good. Um, but for me, I don't like those are some players I can look at because they're like marketable and they've been on TV a lot. But I've kind of like running my own race. Like I've never like looked at everybody else. I feel like everybody in my class. I felt like I could do everything that they can do, plus more. Um, Everybody after me. Um, I'm really into competing against these guys rather than complimenting them. Um, I really just want to be way better than
I love the honesty. I love the honesty.
I mean, it's fair.
But yeah, do you remember the first time I met you at Duke?
No.
All right, I came and talked to the team. I can see I had a lasting impact on you. Anyways, I came and talked to you. You were on the team. I'm trying to think. This was fall of 2015. So you've been on campus like 2 weeks probably. You probably did summer school. So it's like early September. I came and talked to the team. I can't remember everything I said, but I know I said something about you've never arrived. You're always becoming, I think was the phrase that I used. And I can tell you that you embody that more so, as much or more so than any teammate I've ever had. And I mean that. I mean that. And I know I texted, I put something up on social the other day. We were chatting during the game. I think I was trying to tell you to go get a triple double, and and you sent me the picture of us chatting. But I was like, man, like this. Like literally, this dude is like one of my favorite teammates I've ever had because you live that every day, and it's abundantly clear from this conversation that you are always thinking about the next thing. You are self-aware of ways to improve in ways that most people your age are not, and you're wired differently, man. You're wired differently, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I used this quote and I thought Coach K said it, so I remember that day. I remember that day. And I tell like everybody, like they ask me, they were like, "What's the best quote that Coach K ever gave you?" And I tell them, "You're always becoming, you never arrive." And and
the quote came from me. The quote came from me.
Yeah, and like that's exactly like how I just try to live my life every day. Like I know, like even like I just feel like everybody else. I know I'm in a different profession, and I'm at this point because I've worked and I've tried to learn everything that I could. But like I also know that it's a lot that I don't know in this world, like a lot, and I want to learn. I love. when people tell me I'm doing something wrong, when people tell me what I need, like I know that there's much more that's in this world for me to get.
You can experience the epic adventure Wonder Woman 1984 in theaters and on HBO Max, now streaming at no extra cost to HBO Max subscribers. Plus, with HBO Max, stream the greatest collection of series, movies, and exclusive Max originals all in one place. Discover something new to watch. The Undoing, The Flight Attendant, His Dark Materials, and so much more. Go to HBOMax.com or download the app to sign up and start streaming today. Wonder Woman 1984 is rated PG-13. Wonder Woman 1984 available to stream on HBO Max for 31 days from theatrical premiere. Hey guys, Audible is the leading provider of spoken word entertainment and audiobooks, ranging from bestsellers and new releases to celebrity memoirs, languages, business, motivation, and more. It's easy to find just the right listen, whether it's comedy, romance, suspense, true crime, science fiction, or fitness and wellness. You can even squeeze in a workout or guided meditation without having to go to a gym or class. And now Audible is giving members even more with the all-new Plus catalog. Tommy, tell us about the Plus catalog.
All members have access to the growing Plus catalog with thousands of select audiobooks, podcasts, Audible originals, guided fitness and meditation programs, sleep tracks for better rest, and more, all included with membership. Audible members get 1 credit every month, good for any title in the entire premium selection of bestsellers and new releases, regardless of price, to keep forever.
You can start exploring Audible with a free 30-day trial now. The Audible app is free and can be installed on all smartphones and tablets. You can listen across devices without losing your spot. Visit audible.com/oldman, all one word, or text oldman, OLDMAN, to 500-500. Once again, that's audible.com/oldman, or text oldman to 500-500. Love it. All right, let's get to the draft. BI, I gave you a warning. I don't know if you have your draft board ready, but I told you we are drafting the best Christmas movies.
Any Christmas movie, any movie with any Christmas connection, you're up first.
Okay. My first one would be Home Alone.
Solid.
Get it off the board. I have a solid first pick. It's in my top 3. I think it's a great pick.
I'm happy you picked that because my first pick is Home Alone 2, which I actually think is better than the first Home Alone.
Of course,
but they're both great. They're both great.
Of course you do. Home Alone is clearly a better film. All right. So I get 2. So my first pick is going to be Elf, because I want that on my board. I want Elf. And then I'm going to go with the classic, It's a Wonderful Life. B.I., have you ever seen It's a Wonderful Life?
I haven't seen a lot of Christmas movies. I won't lie. I don't think I've seen them.
I'll be honest with you, B.I., this is going to get me probably kicked off the show. It's super boring. I don't think you should watch it. It's on every Christmas. It's very hard to get through. It came out in like 1944. It's not for everybody.
Yeah, well, it's for a lot of people.
Okay.
Because a lot of people think it's a great Christmas film. Okay.
I'm going second.
Yeah.
I'm going Bad Santa.
It's a good pick. Did
you ever see that one, Bri?
Maybe.
Billy Bob Thornton. He's like a drunk Santa Claus. Yeah, that's actually a good movie. See, that's the one you could watch tonight. You would laugh and you would have fun. It's a Wonderful Life, not so much.
Christmas is over, Tommy. I don't know if you knew that.
Do I pick 2 or I got 1 again?
You got 2.
2. I know my 2 is going to be, I don't know if next Friday or Friday after next, which one was a Christmas movie?
Friday After Next.
Friday After Next, yeah.
Friday After Next is my 2. And This Christmas.
Okay, I like it.
Friday After Next is a good pick.
I know we were talking about this the other day. BI and I were not, but I was talking. I think it was Josh or somebody in the locker room about Friday After Next. That's the one where they're like security guards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top flight.
They gotta move back from the burbs. They move out the burbs in the second one.
Top flight security of the world.
Yes. Yes. Great.
All right. I got my third one.
Yes.
I'm going Trading Places.
Okay. Not often thought of as a Christmas movie, but okay.
So this is the thing about Christmas movies. Oh, you know what? Just go. You're up. I'm not even going to say it.
You're probably going to pick Die Hard next. I could care less, dude. This is your draft board. You pick the movies you want to pick.
Don't tell me what I'm going to pick.
During Christmas time that are not Christmas movies. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Die Hard is an action movie.
If you have a dispute of one of my picks, it came out in
fucking July.
If you have a dispute of one of my picks, please make it. But I didn't pick Die Hard, so you're up.
Okay.
You got two.
Fine. All right. I'm actually going to pick. This is a personal favorite of mine. I'm going to pick The Family Stone. I love The Family Stone, and I'm also going to pick another personal favorite, The Night Before. I love The Night Before.
Who was in The Night Before?
Seth Rogen was in it. Your boy Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in it.
Oh, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yep, him too. Bi, have you seen The Night Before?
Yes, I have.
Okay, he has seen that one. All right.
I have a question for you about The Family Stone because I just watched this.
Yes.
Is Sarah Jessica Parker the villain, or is her fiance the villain?
It's a great question. I don't think there really is the only antagonist in the movie would be Cancer. I think that's the sort of the villain in the movie is Cancer that kills the mom.
This is what he always does on this draft is he says the most obvious shit, like Cancer is the villain of the movie.
Can I just say something real quick?
You can have multiple villains.
Sarah Jessica Parker's character, of all the characters in that movie, is just, she's overwritten. Her character's overwritten and overdeveloped. It's a cliche of what a neurotic person acts like. It's not
okay.
It's just
okay.
Just overwritten character. That's all it is.
All right, I'm going 4. I'm going Goodfellas.
Oh my god.
Is that not a Christmas movie, JJ?
Again, like, I'm sure I could find a really awesome movie that had a scene set at Christmas. Like, for example, in any of the first 2 Godfathers, is there a Christmas scene?
Yes. In the first Godfather, there's a great Christmas scene.
Okay, so...
But it's not just that there's a scene. It is that the most important thing in the movie, the heist, takes place at Christmas. It's all about this one thing that happens at Christmas. Just because there's not like a tree and elves running around doesn't mean it's not a Christmas movie. It's about a Christmas-themed thing. There's a tree. There's Christmas music. They celebrate Christmas. At
Thanksgiving, we drafted Thanksgiving foods, and Tommy just decided to draft food that you would eat year-round.
I've won the draft.
We all could have done that. I've won the draft. All right, Bia, you got 2 picks to finish it out.
You got 2 more.
I think my 4th would be Daddy's Home 2. And I really don't have a 5th. I don't think I have. I don't have enough movies.
Pick Die Hard. Do you ever see Die Hard?
I'll draft
with Bruce Willis.
What about The Grinch? Just throw The Grinch out there.
Okay. I can throw The Grinch out there for sure.
All right. The Grinch. Live action version with Jim Carrey or the cartoon?
Cartoon.
Good pick. Good 5th pick. I can't believe it lasted that long. You ended up with a good draft for someone who doesn't watch any Christmas movies.
I gotta re-listen to mine.
All right, I'm closing it.
Yes.
I'm going Love Actually. Jeez. 5th round, baby.
Love Actually?
Yeah, Love Actually. It's a British movie about romantic comedy. It's good. It's much better than It's a Wonderful Life.
Is that the guy from Taken?
Yep. He's in it. It's a good cast. There's like a million people you would recognize in it.
I'm
It's
just
a
glad you
crazy
picked a
cast.
Christmas movie. That is a Christmas movie.
Oh, yeah, you're going
All
to
right,
tell me that one's not? Okay.
My fifth pick is A Christmas Vacation. It's not even close to being the best of the Vacation series movies, but it's highly quotable. I love the movie. Great value in the 5th round.
All right.
All right, BI, appreciate the time. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning for some COVID testing.
Yeah, I appreciate you, JJ.
Thank you, bro.
All right. Thanks, BI.